Hi, what's up? My name is Frostyn. I'm a musician from Minneapolis, but I live in New Orleans and I don't watch any television and I'm doing good. I just got off of work. I think it was in 2016, something like that, that I wanted to learn the guitar because I was in a band and I played drums and I wanted to learn the guitar. So I started writing music with the guitar to learn how to be better at the guitar. And I think when I started actually writing songs was probably like the year after that, like 2017. Like whenever my first little EP I put together, which I think was 2017, but I don't know. So not that long, a couple of years, few years.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. A lot of people, what's it called? I always like interview. They're like, "Oh yeah, I've been playing music like all my life, like ever since like I was born with the guitar in my hand." So
I yeah, I was. I mean, I've been playing music a while. I guess I was a little nerdy kid who I was put into orchestra class, so I played violin and viola for a long time. So I've been around music for sure, but I didn't start like being a musician until over the last few years. I think pretty much everything I do on my computer with or like with a guitar or whatever. I think I can probably play any instrument that doesn't involve blowing. I don't get along with saxophones and trumpets and things like that. Especially the trumpet doesn't make any sense to me at all. But anything that's like a piano or a drum set or a guitar or a violin, I'm pretty good at them. Um, I don't remember what the second part of your question is, but I have a question for you now. What is
oh,
your
okay.
name?
My name is Josh. I'm
Josh.
sorry, I never introduced
No,
myself,
that's
did
fine.
I?
Because your thing says Joosh, and I was like, that surely that's not a real name, but I didn't want to offend you in case it was. Josh. Well, nice to meet you, Josh.
Nice to meet you as well. My parents gave me a very strange name, and
Yeah,
it is on everything now apparently.
Joosh.
Um,
There you go. The song that I have called "If You Stay" has a hook that is plucked out of a song by a friend of mine named Reese Frank, and they had that song with that hook in it that I plucked out and then added stuff to it. But as far as production and stuff, I do all that stuff myself, which is why it sounds the way that it does. I think.
yeah, I mean like I what's it called? It's very what's it called? Like I think it fits within like your vibe and sort of like your like what like like what you're going for with your
I hope
music.
so. Yeah, I mean, it's all it is me. That's all. So it's got to fit somewhere, I guess.
How would you like describe your music? Like
Or
your
I can't answer
genre.
that. I don't know. 'Cause so like for me, I know what my influences are, but I also know my music doesn't sound like any of those influences.
Mhm.
I know that I think of it in my head as just kind of like really quick pop music that you just make it and you don't think about it. Like you just make it and then say, okay, it's done. And if it sucks, you don't put it out. And if it's cool, it does. But like just real um stream of not stream of consciousness, but it's like hooks are good. I like things that are catchy, so it's kind of pop in that regard, but it's not like pop, I guess, just because it doesn't sound good enough. So it's like messy, just kind of like dirty pop music, I guess, is kind of how I think of it. But who know, people say that it sound who know it's indie alt, it's disco pop, whatever. um I just think of it as pop music, I guess. In my head, it's just like hooks and catchy stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, like whenever I've pitched your music to different people, like when I was pitching it to the KBVR TV team, I was like, "Hey, like I can't put my finger on exactly what sort of like genre of music it is, but it's very good, and you guys should
Can you really
listen
not
to
though,
it."
or do I? Because I feel like surely you must listen to it, and you're like, oh, this guy is just, he's just like bad, not bad. I'm being self-defeating, I guess, but he's just like it's like bad Morrissey meets bad Prince meets like the 1975 with a little bit of like, whatever. Like surely there's some sort of synthesis
Mhm.
um of sounds, but the commonality is that it's not too good, but in a good way. You know what I mean?
Mhm. I mean, like I would say that like really contemporary like pop music is like almost like I don't know like what sort of word I could use, but like overly polished. Like it seems like kind of like plasticky, kind of like.
Sure. Yeah, which is cool. Or at least it's like it allows them to songs to carry really far to like a lot of people, which I think is good. But yeah, I guess it's a little overthought maybe at times. But you can have really awesome, clean, good sounding stuff that's not overthought and also sounds not overthought, and like that's a good thing. But I think for me that's the common thread, I suppose. Is like I don't like to overthink things. I do just like to do things and move on because I get bored of stuff really quick. And so if I don't just cut it and run, I'm never going to put anything out. So that's kind of, I guess that's really the only common thread. But there's something poppy about it to me anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not like ripping on pop music or anything, but like that was kind of just like what kind of came to my mind.
100% get what you're saying. Yeah, there's a couple of songs on my hard drive that are just like, I listen to them and I'm just like, this is the greatest thing anyone has ever made. Like I just get so into it.
Yeah.
Lately, it changes every day, but lately I've been listening to the EP AirPods that I put out a lot for song set, and I just love it so much. I think AirPods is great. I think it's got a great cover. I think it's got a great name. I think the songs are awesome. Yeah, I just when I listen to that song "Drive Around," it's like I want to cry because it hits so close to home, which makes sense. I did make it about me, for me, so it would make sense that it would make me feel things. But yeah, I'm gonna go with AirPods today. I think AirPods is super cool.
Actually, this is the perfect segue. I freaking love AirPods. It's probably my favorite like works that you've done. It's definitely up there. So good. Like, oh my god. So I honestly think that like AirPods, like it's a different type of deal that I really like when I'm sorry I forget the name. Your newest album, like HD
Live 24/7 doing well, HD 4K. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Just rolls. Yeah, okay. I really like that. But in the sense of like a full like thing. Like I will sit down, I will listen to it, and like that's something that I will like actively do. Both like like your EP with AirPods. Like I will like I'll pick out those songs and like listen to them in my playlists.
They're just good little tunes. They're just really good.
They're awesome.
They feel like when I listen to it, it feels like stuff I didn't make. It just feels like this little tiny thing I found in the dirt, and you picked it up and you're like, this is crazy, even though it's the Logic files are on my hard drive. As soon as they're done, it's like I can't even remember making them. It's like they feel like that to me. But yeah, the album Live 24/7 doing well HD 4K, which does roll off the tongue, is different. It's a lot more like this. And there's a lot more like little dark corners to it and like little things. And it's a little more like this, and just kind of like, whereas AirPods is just like, just funky bangers all the way through.
All the way, Yeah, I like them both respectively. And like, I really like sitting down. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I had a long day. Like I'm going to listen to an album. Right. And like, that album is within that sort of rotation that I'm constantly like re-listening to, because it's like it has those dips, it's like you got different like sort of like not like a musical obviously, because like that's like an entirely different thing, but like different dips and different like climaxes, and like I really like that.
Yeah.
But sorry, I'm a little off track.
No, you're good at this. You do these the segues things, and your flow is very good. I don't know if you're going to do this professionally or if this is professional, if they're paying you, which they should be, but I don't know.
I am getting paid for this, yeah.
Well, good. Excellent. Congratulations on being good at what your job is.
Thank you, appreciate it. So I know that the title is AirPods, right? But it's not really AirPods. There's all these different like characters that replace different letters in the full word AirPods. Have you ever tried to pronounce it? Do you know how to pronounce it? Have you ever had Siri or your preferred automated voice assistant try to pronounce it?
My phone is not on me, or else I would do that right now. It's like, oh, I'm putting out an album called AirPods this day. And then they sent it back and they said, you can't do that. And I said, okay, all right, fine. What if I change it to a Z? And then I had to be like, oh, sorry, the album's not coming out yet. I'll put it out next week because I have to do it again. And I did it again. They're like, you can't. We know it's AirPods still. The Z isn't tricking me enough. So then I needed special characters to keep changing it until it didn't notice. And the only way I could do that is I had to set the language. It was like, what language is your lyrics in? It says. and so I had to set it to like Turkish or something, so it would unlock all of the special characters. And then I just picked the ones that looked as close to the right thing. But in my head, it's pronounced AirPods, and it's called AirPods. If you were some sort of linguist or some sort of letter specialist, you might be able to phonetic, you know, I don't even know what the characters are, because it's different on Spotify versus on
Other
Bandcamp.
platforms.
Just because it was whatever that platform would take. But this is how you pronounce my EP.
Airbids.
Airbids. So he said.
That seemed a little,
No, that's what the man said.
that seems a little anticlimactic for all the build up.
I mean, let's be honest. He basically said AirPods.
Okay, going on to recent stuff. Your most recent release is a cover of "My Heart Will Go On," that love song from Titanic. In
Well,
the
you
year,
can call it a love song. It's really a life song, I think. In my
I mean,
opinion.
like, yeah, I think that like your spin on it is very like I was never able to listen to that song without hearing all the memes behind it, without being able to just listen to it and really appreciate it. You know,
Have you even seen the film?
I have not seen the film.
I don't want to hear your question.
I was
Watch the film. I'll come back here in 3.5 or 4 hours, however long it is, and finish it.
All I was gonna ask was, in the year 2021, like why now did you decide to cover it?
I don't know. I was just on YouTube, and it was like, I think I watched like an AMV of Titanic, and I was like, I love that movie so much, and I was like crying, and I was like, why don't people take this song seriously? It means so much to me. Unironically, I listen to it and I can't take it. Like if it comes on, if I'm at work and it comes on, I change it because it's too much for me to handle it emotionally. And I was like, it's just so good. So I went online. I downloaded a bunch of the MIDI. Someone had translated a lot of it into MIDI, which saved me a load of time. And then I just started messing around with it until it kind of turned into that thing. And I was like, this is awesome. So I put it out. It's kind of all it was. But it really was just like a YouTube recommendation. And then I was crying, and I was like, I'm so moved. I have to do something. So I did.
I think the cover is fantastic, and like I definitely feel like I feel like I have I need to appreciate this, and I need to actually sit down and watch that movie.
I couldn't agree more. You're totally right. You do.
If you were a fast food chain, which one would you be, and why?
Definitely Denny's. I know that's not fast food, but it definitely would be Denny's. I have a lot in common with the Denny's, and I'm not going to elaborate.
I was going to ask if you'd like to elaborate, but you don't have to.
You can tell by listening to my music. If you listen, you want to know what kind of music I make, Denny's. That's it. It's just Denny's. It's nothing. I got nothing else to say.
Could you submit, could you create a new genre of music? Like, not create a new genre of music, but like get a category on like a music sharing website, like add a new category. Like, I wonder how the process of that would come around, you know?
Denny's core. Core makes it sound like it needs more guitars, though. Denny's pop Denny's, indie Denny's. That's what I want. I want indie Denny's.
No, it's something like super specific, but like it's emblematic, you know? Like this is what it is.
Yeah, it's just a 24/7. First of all, live 24/7, doesn't close. You go there and you're doing well, but you're not actually doing well because you're Denny's, and if you're there late at night and the food's not good, but it's cheap, so it's good, but it's not. They don't work that hard on it, but it's really good. It's just like really good, and you're like, this is good. And if you think too hard about it, you're like, this is horrible. But if you don't think hard, it's good. And that's Denny's, and that's my music.
Huh. I mean, I would have to disagree specifically in the fact that, like, the more I listen to your music, the more it honestly does grow on me.
But the more you think about it, the worse it gets. You're not supposed to think about it. You listen to it, and this is great. It's like, just to give you the benefit of the doubt, it's kind of like My Heart Will Go On. If you listen to it and you think too hard about it, you're like, this actually is really bad. But once you've done that, you've lost. Because if you hadn't done that, you could be in a world of emotional, like, absolute euphoric climax if you just stop thinking for a second and just enjoyed it. But then you think about it, and that's Denny's as well. Denny's, Celine Dion, Frostyn is like the trifecta.
Yeah. Something that I'm gonna kind of like tangential here. You have your like your sort of like gameplay channel as well, and like in every one of your reviews, you are always trying to pick out the one like speck of like goodness in every game. Like you're always trying to
100%.
like, and I really, that's why I love your reviews. I will like rewatch them, like if I'm gonna make myself a meal or whatever, I'll like rewatch a couple. But I guess that sort of like plays into your philosophy with like, shoot, oh man, I had a line and then it's gone. I was gonna connect it all.
It does
But
all connect, though. You're totally right. There's absolutely a common thread of I've talked in some video I made at some point. I talked about Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I said, I think it was I want to say it was in the video I did about the game Deep Ones, which is not a good game if you think about it too hard. But I think I was talking about, I drew a comparison to Mary Had a Little Lamb because it's like, if you were like, all right, I'm going to put out a review of Elvis Presley's third album, people would be like, oh, let's talk critically about Elvis Presley's third album. If you were like, I'm reviewing Mary Had a Little Lamb, Ring Around the Rosie, and Old MacDonald Had a Farm, people would be like, why are you even, that's not what those are for. Those are just songs that you listen to and you're like, that was that song, and you just enjoy it, or you don't like, it doesn't ever step to that level. Oh, I like Mary Had a Little Lamb. Yeah, it's okay. It's not as good as Old MacDonald Had a Farm. That one really goes, but like no one's doing that. Or like, imagine someone was like, I'm gonna review Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. No, you're not, because you're just, if you want to hear it, you put it on and you'll be like, wow, this is awesome. You're not gonna be like, I don't know, he put some notes in there that were kind of bad, and I thought it was just a copycat of it. It's just, you're not even going to do that. And it's kind of dumb. Not that it's always bad to like be critical of things. Okay, I get it. But it's kind of dumb that everything is that now. Like there's no escaping having to have things that you like and dislike about everything. You can't just be like, there is a thing that I'm enjoying. Like that, it's so hard to get away from that, And in some way, what I'm saying right now connects with what we were talking about, but I don't remember anymore. So, the end. Beethoven, Mary Had a Little Lamb, basically the same thing. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
I 100% agree with you. Like there's this sort of like disconnect with like just like critics and like music and in like video games where it's not like, oh, I recommend this game because I really liked this aspect. It's like, well, I recommend it, but this caveat and this caveat, and like, and it really like sours the whole like experience, because like, of course, every game, every song has like that, oh, like maybe I'm not a fan of that, but like just enjoy it. Don't think about it too hard. I 100% like
right
agree.
It just is the thing that it is, and that's it. And think sometimes we should just shut our mouths and be, I guess, is what it comes down to. Just have a good time or something. I don't know. But don't blindly like everything. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. But I think you get what I'm getting at,
Yeah.
I make a lot of music, but I tend to just listen to the same stuff over and over again, I feel like, or my own music. Like if I'm working on music, I'll listen to it a lot. Like I said, I don't have my phone on me. I'll shout out a couple. I don't even know. I know a guy named Luke Deluxe, but he doesn't make music anymore, but he was awesome. I like a lot of songs that come up on TikTok, so I got a lot of singles saved on my Tidal. Yes, I have Tidal. So I get a lot of those. The most recent song I listened to was "Smooth" by Carlos Santana.
I love that song.
Which is a great song.
I love that song.
But it's not, I like Seal. I've been listening to a lot of Seal.
Yeah,
like Kiss from a Rose. Yeah, I don't think I'm the guy to answer that question, to be honest. I don't listen to that much. I'm not like a music guy in that way, I like to make it. Sure. I don't listen to it that often.
Yeah, for sure. I kid you not. I was listening to Santana's Primavera on. Oh I was God. I was cleaning my my old apartment, and I was driving back here, and I was getting ready for our little conversation, and I was listening to that song. I was like,
I would
God,
like to recommend
such a
to the
good song.
audience a little-known artist named Santana, Carlos Santana. Go watch that video of him on LSD at Woodstock and just have your mind blown off.
I'll have to watch that actually.
Yeah, it was cool. He was like 16 or 17, and he was at Woodstock, and it was the first time he ever like played a show or something, and it's just wild.
Awesome. Well, last question here. Where can we find your music, and what are a couple of your plans for the future as an artist?
You can find my music if you go on Google and type in Frostyn, or I post a lot of stuff on TikTok now, and my handle for everything is it's definitely Frostyn Frosty. So it's Frostyn Frosty. But if you just Google Frostyn, it's on every service you can imagine. If you're really clever, you can find my SoundCloud, where I have a lot of demos. And the second half of this question was plans for the future. I think I'm going to release a lot of covers of my own songs because I want to redo some of them. And I got some really cool covers of my old songs. But also, I have more covers of other songs. Like I got a cover of Dua Lipa. It's really good. I made a cover of a Phoebe Bridgers song that's really good. I made a cover of Kiss from a Rose by Seal that's really bad, so I probably won't put that out, but it's not good.
I want to listen to it. I love that song so much.
Maybe I'll send it to you, but it's no good. Seal is kind of
they're immaculate.
Uncopyable, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a difficult thing to do what Seal does,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in any case. So I'm gonna do some more covers, either of my own songs or new songs. Or like other people's songs, I should say. But I'm always working on new music, so we'll see. Tomorrow I'll probably be like, I'm making an EP and it's all new songs, and everything I told you was a lie, but we'll see. One day at a time. Oh, totally, yeah. All right, do the sign off, make it happen.
All right, so shoot, whenever it's like, okay, do the sign off now,
I'm
like,
perfect. You got to the 1 yard line and you fumbled. You're so close.
Oh man. I'm real bad at football.
Thank you everybody for watching this video. We've had a great time making it, and thank you so much. You've already heard where you can find my stuff. Josh, what are they going to do? How do they find you? What if they really like you and want to know about you?
Oh gosh, see, I can't promote my own stuff.
I flipped the script.
I really appreciate that. That was really kind and thoughtful, but I can't promote my own stuff.
I'm sick of your humility, Josh. Get me out of here.
Well, I appreciate the time that you spent with us, and I really appreciate your music, and
thank you.
I love it a ton. I bet a lot of our viewers are going to really get something out of this performance, and
I hope so. It's a pretty cool performance. I know you haven't seen it yet, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Cool.
Well,
and
yeah,
also, by the way, if you ever are like, I feel like I didn't tell, because sometimes I'll feel this way about artists if I get to talk to them. I'm like, I feel like I didn't really tell them how great I think they are enough. You just message me anytime and you tell me how great you think I am. I'm here for it. At any hour of the day, you go right ahead. I'll never turn you down.
Well, you got it, man. I mean, like I said, I really dig your stuff, and I've tried so hard to push your stuff out there, and I don't have that big of a platform, but this platform is bigger, and I'm really hoping that a lot of people are going to really vibe with it.
Me too.
Well, yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in, and I have a great weekend, and
yeah, great weekends.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, in terms of editing, it's not going to take me crazy long or anything. Again, I can run by the Final Cut with you before I upload it, but is that something? Okay.
Don't want it.
Okay.
That's not the way. I don't like. What are we talking about? Overthinking. We had a whole conversation about overthinking, and now you're like, you want to edit it and look at it again? No, I don't. Just do it and put it out. The end.
That's something I'm constantly trying to go against, because I definitely,
it's a hard instinct, I'll tell you.
Constantly overthinking things, and I have that constant voice that's did you say that the right way, or did you do that the right way? And it's just,
I think that very much that is such a I think it's such a compulsion for me as well in that same way that is. I think that's one of the things I do like about music is that it is like a space that I get away from that. It's hard, man. It's tough. That's a tough like thing to shut down is that desire to recheck things and to brush things up and stuff like that. That definitely is you can beat yourself up for a long time over the way you did something and the way you said something is it's no use.
I will like there'll be a video that I put out same day, like recorded it, edited it out, and like that is like sometimes that's the best sort of thing to do. But like if I really sit with something and I start editing it, I'll end up like scrapping whole parts of it and then reintroducing it and then like saving it as a separate file. And then I go down and I see freaking Coffee Josh video number 8, you know, like all these different saves. And I'm just like, oh God, just send it. Just send it.
It's such a hard balance too, because there is such a thing as undercooking something. But I do think undercooked stuff tastes better than overcooked stuff, I think. This is just my opinion, but anyway, I gotta go. I got things.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
it's really a lot. I enjoy this a lot, genuinely, earnestly. This is good. So I look forward to seeing it, and thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Bye. Have a good night.
Never been one to make mistakes that I couldn't take back, but with you I ran away. I got a face that, and I know that you've been watching, and I know that you've been listening. I don't need to know you to fall in love with you. I wanna see you even though we never talk. You think to text me at all the worst times, and I'm not afraid to text you anytime I want. Hey,